My name's Jim Dawson. I am the Jolly Vintner Too. The name is a bit unusual, but it comes from the fact that one of my best friends had a wine shop down in Tiverton, and he was the original Jolly Vintner, a little bit more rotund than me, and so I used his support and help with a lot of companies when I opened up. So I thought I'm also a Jolly Vintner, not TWO, TOO. I've been here in this location for just over 8 years now. Previously I was down the road at Iford Bridge for 6.5 years, but I have been in the wine trade on and off for 44 years. I've been selling alcohol in one form or another, and I just love the product. I think the area as a whole is very vibrant, very exciting. There's lots of small local businesses trying to survive in today's climate, and they're offering a great number of different services. I think there's lots of small compact houses as well within the area, which are reasonably affordable for people. There's good rental opportunities as well, and I think everybody wants this area. Those people that I know who live in the area, they want it to survive, they want it to thrive, and most of the local people will support local businesses. I think it's a different feel because we're just one long strip of road, and certainly above Pokesdown station there's a mix-mash of various little shops, some of them trading, some of them not. I think down the hill here I certainly have a lot of beauticians around me, and hairdressers. So I thought when I moved here the business and the area was moving up, but unfortunately I think there's not enough diversity for me, so that doesn't draw people. And certainly the loss of the post office, which is 3 years ago now, unfortunately the postmaster caught cancer and died, that has lost a destination, and that used to draw people to the area. They'd park up and then they'd do some shopping. And so we've lost that sort of foot traffic, which has been, I think, a hit for everybody. Everybody's very supportive of each other. You know, I shop with Mason's the Butchers. I do some work with Flavours, the cookery school next door, do some food and wine evenings. You know, everybody helps everybody else if we need to take in parcels, or, you know, if they want to borrow something. You know, we're only too happy to help out. So yes, I think we're all conscious that we need to help each other. Well, first of all, I thought the government did not react quickly enough. They had known for 8 weeks what was happening and what needed to happen. They'd seen what other countries had done, and they decided not to do the same. They decided on herd immunity, which is a complete and utter nonsense without a vaccine, and that's still their stated aim. Despite all the measures, all the lockdown, all the local lockdowns, they don't want to spend any real money on it. They'd rather give the money to their corrupt pals, and you just have to look at the amount of PPE that has not been delivered from that dozen companies that have had almost £1 billion and have not delivered a single item of PPE. So when lockdown happened, you know, I felt I was probably going to go out of business. I had been saying to a number of customers in the 2 weeks leading up to that if I'm shut completely, I'll be trading out the back door from a dark shop, because I had to keep going. I did not see any other way. I've got a car park out the back, and I said, you know, call me, pay, come and collect. And then the following day, the Wednesday, to be told we're an essential business was great. Thank you very much. I took advantage of that. But having said that, it's a silver lining. You know, so many people couldn't carry on trading, and I was lucky to be able to carry on and adapt, you know, move from purely retail, customers coming in the door, to doing telephone orders and deliveries for 10 weeks. I think it's a difficult trading period for everybody that is still trading. I think the lack of cohesive information coming out of central government doesn't help. Mixed messages about what we can, you know, go to the pub, go to the restaurant, eat out to help out, go on holiday. Oh, hang on a minute, cases have risen. Duh. You know, oh, we need to lock down, we need to, you know, and these localised lockdowns are happening because they don't want a national lockdown again. So, as a business for me, I have lost 20% of my trade from not being able to do my customer tastings, both in terms of ticket sales and sales on the evening after the tasting event itself. So I've been trying Zoom tastings. They have worked a little bit, and I'm going to tweak those. I originally thought I was going to maybe do my Christmas tastings, which are always very popular, but using a church hall. Now, with the latest restrictions, that's not going to happen. So I'm coming up with a package that I hope is sexy enough to get people to buy the package of wines to taste them, and then on the back of that, try them. So I'm almost going to be giving away wine at cost for my Christmas tasting come December. So I'm looking at that. Still happy to do deliveries. Anything else, more than welcome to think of it. But, talking with other people. So quite quickly, with the response of the telephone orders I was getting and the number of deliveries going up exponentially, I contacted Tom Bagnell at Christchurch Angling, because he was closed, and offered him some cash to come and help him out a little bit. He came and helped me take in my big deliveries I was getting, but also putting out those deliveries to customers. And for 6 weeks or so, that really worked well, and I'm grateful for his help. I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. And he was happy to help out. He got payment in a bit of wine as well as money. So, it was a win-win all round. And then he was able to open up his business. I think, speaking to my customers who are medical professionals, COVID is with us. It's in the atmosphere. It's not just going to disappear, despite what Donald Trump says. And it's with us for a good another 12, maybe even 18 months, until potentially there is a vaccine. And I think the recent introduction of the new social distancing, or re-emphasis on the social distancing, and the 6 people only, and the closure of the pubs and the restaurants in the evening after 10 o'clock, is designed to try and just flatten the curve again, because the spike has been quite horrendous in recent weeks. As a business, as long as people respect each other and wear face masks, and there are still people walking in the shop who aren't wearing face masks, and I have to ask them to put one on, I think we can all get through this. But people just have to understand that it's not going to be an overnight disappearance. And I think that initial lockdown that we went through in April into the middle of May, that 6 weeks, everybody thought, well, that's it. And that's why the summer went a bit crazy. And no one had looked back 100 years at 18 and 1918, 1919 with the Spanish flu, because that's exactly what happened. The first wave hit in the winter. The summer, everybody thought it'd gone away. And the spike in the second wave in the autumn was even higher, and more people died. So it's like no one seemed to have understood that. My own way of looking at the business is just to carry on doing what I've been doing. Trying desperately to think of new ideas to replace certainly the tastings. I'm going to do more Zoom tastings. I think I need to offer them as more private tastings, because as a private tasting, people know each other, and that Zoom screen is less intimate. Whereas at the moment, I feel if a public tasting with 10 or 12 couples that don't know each other, it's a bit sort of, I'm trying to think of the right word, but it's just a bit sort of frightening being in somebody's window into your own home, and it's like, I don't want to say anything. So whereas when people have got friends that they know, even though they're not in the same room, they can chit chat amongst themselves. So I think that's better. But trying lots of new things. Watch this space. I think everybody needs to shop local. Simple as that. For all local businesses, whatever that business might be, if everybody shops local, the supermarkets will always survive. Look at March. They had their biggest month ever in terms of sales because of the panic buying. They didn't start stopping people buying quantities. They were just rubbing their hands going, yay! They will always survive. Local businesses are always going to struggle in those sort of times. And initially, I certainly got people phoning me up, and I was delivering to them because they couldn't get their wine anywhere else. All the big boys, the supermarkets, were 3 or 4 week lead times. Sunday Times Wine Club, Laithwaites were all, we've closed our books. So I've delivered to some people once, and I've never delivered to them again. And that's a bit disappointing, you know, because I know the quality of my wine, I know the quality of my products. I made every effort to deliver on the day they ordered. You know, I got those deliveries out. They were saying, oh, when's your next delivery slot? I said, it'll be with you this afternoon, this evening. Oh, wow. But it's just disappointing that some of those people have not come back. And you know that they're going to support the bigger businesses rather than local businesses.